Prime Minister Scott Morrison says Australia needs to open its border as much as possible, and also about some quarantine measures and PR holders.
Offering to build specialist quarantine facilities if they are run by the states. It's a major shift for the federal government, which has resisted calls to expand quarantine sites.
Two letters, both signed by the Prime Minister, each one offering to partner with highly critical Labor premiers to build dedicated quarantine facilities to be run by the states.
Can I underline that we certainly welcome that the Commonwealth is finally giving consideration to supporting a Queensland quarantine facility.
The Queensland letter, while light on detail, proposes building a facility at Damascus Barracks beside Brisbane's International Airport. It's a military storage site first established by American forces during World War II.
It was one of the sites that was identified as a possible location. It was in part ruled out, I understand, because of contamination and asbestos in the buildings, the very old buildings at the barracks there.
The centre, featuring up to 1,000 cabin-style beds, ready next year. The announcement somewhat at odds with a statement by the Prime Minister, who's previously ruled out using Richmond's RAAF base in northwestern Sydney.
It's a RAF base, and it needs to operate as a RAF base. It's not a medical facility, it's a RAF base.
The letter to West Australian Premier Mark McGowan suggests a quarantine site could be built at Perth or Jandakot airports. Both facilities are state-owned and close to hospitals.
We're very happy with this. We'll work cooperatively with the Commonwealth. We just want to crack on and get this done as soon as we can.
Labor accuses the government of using the letters to distract from other issues.
One has to wonder what Scott Morrison has been doing for the last 16 months.
We have been saying day after day, week after week, month after month, that appropriate national quarantine facilities needed to be put in place.
For 5 months, Scott Morrison has dug in over hotel quarantine, arguing that not only is it the best in the world, it's 99% effective. But with the vaccine rollout struggling and the virus continuing to escape, the Coalition's position is shifting. Not far enough for Queensland, which for 5 months has lobbied to build a privately run quarantine centre near Wellcamp Airport in Toowoomba.
Wellcamp remains the only
COVID.
We didn't get married.
She flew home last year. Thousands of other Australians are still waiting, as Scott Morrison writes to 3 states offering new quarantine hubs to bring them home.
It's 15 months too late, to be quite frank.
A view shared by Victoria's Health Minister, while accepting Mr Morrison's selection of the up to 1,000-bed Mickleham site near Melbourne Airport and an existing pet quarantine station rather than Avalon.
We welcome the Commonwealth's late but welcomed arrival at this position.
And with the Toowoomba proposal rejected, the Queensland Government will now consider a new 1,000-bed option at Damascus Barracks near Brisbane Airport.
When I went up to Queensland, it got it written up as a sort of a vaccine passport. It's